So for today we have a very, very exciting, I think, lineup of wines, which all of these wines, in fact, were blind poured by Stefan with. And for today, in fact, is to sort of exchange a bit of knowledge as well. George is going to take us through, in fact, I said, the process of blind tasting. And at exactly the same time, sort of trying to understand Oldenburg Vineyards as well, since he is the newest member of the team. And I think the best way to understand it, also to show everyone out there what we are all about, and also trying to understand what we have here today. And in fact, in front of us, 3 wines, 1 white, 2 reds. George, what can you tell us? What is the process? What is your process, in fact, when it comes to blind tasting?
Perfect.
What is it that you go through? What is the sort of emotions, if I may ask?
Emotions on a blind tasting? You're always nervous. But the biggest thing is actually to have fun.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a lover of wine, blind tasting is always fun. 9 times out of 10 you get it wrong. But that's not the point. As long as you enjoy it.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, you get to drink some good wine. So, yeah.
No,
but generally speaking, on a blind tasting, you generally would like to start with your lighter wines.
Yeah.
You know, like for us, for example, is this white. We could always go reds first. There is no real method. But going from a red to a white, you know, reds have tannin. Yeah. So, you know, the white is going to feel quite flat compared to the reds if you do the white afterwards. So, yeah, so we'll start with the white wine.
Okay.
And, first of all, we use our sight. Eyes are a big thing. Color indicates a lot about what a wine could be, what's happened to the wine. Yeah. For this, for example, it's got a slight bit of yellow, a little bit of depth on the wine itself. Yeah. Generally want to hold it over a piece of white paper or something. Yeah. But this golden tinge could either indicate age or even that it's actually seen some oak.
Okay.
So awesome. That's a big indicator on what we're going to be trying.
We can try and say.
Yeah.
So at Oldenburg, in fact, we have about 3 sort of cultivars that we've basically been producing, and one of those 3, in fact, would be Chenin Chardonnay and Viognier. And for what we have here today, can be any of those 3. Let's jump into it and let's see which one of those cultivars.
Perfect. Let's give it a try. So we've had a look at the wine. Yeah. Next would be to actually smell it, see what we're picking up in the glass. Yeah. Oh my goodness, this is great. Yeah. So it's quite aromatic. I personally, I'm picking up lots of fresh citrus. I'm getting a slight nutty note on this. And quite a bit of vanilla. So I do think this has seen some oak.
Sort of a touch. And in terms of oak, would you say 100%? Or is there maybe a bit of new wood on there?
I think there's definitely new oak on this. And I do think it's seen some time in the bottle. It's really come to be itself. It's integrated quite nicely. I don't think it's 100% new oak though. Right. I could be wrong though.
Okay. Awesome.
Let's give it a try.
Sure. Absolutely beautiful one. Wow.
Goodness, that's great.
And in terms of age, you said on the color, you also mentioned there briefly, you can definitely say there was a bit of time in the bottle.
Yeah. Well, either that or, but the oaking on this one doesn't really tell me that it's super young. I do think it's seen some age. But yeah, the palate is still super lively though, so I don't think it's over 10 years old or anything, but it's still very, very fresh.
No, I wish I agree with you, because I think, our first white wine we've ever produced on this set was about 2010, which is almost it's 11 years old, so it's quite right there. I wouldn't say it can be over 10 years, but lovely freshness, fresh acidity that's there. And as you mentioned, the wood integration as well, it's quite nice, but there's still a bit of life in there. Yeah. And if you had to choose a vintage, which one would you go for?
That gets a bit tricky.
Well, you did mention 9 out of 10 times. We are going to get it wrong. So this is
I don't think it's super old. I think if I had to choose a vintage, I would want to go with maybe a 2017.
2017?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's somewhere around there. Give or take a year.
Yeah.
Be lenient. Yeah.
No. 2017. And cultivar?
Cultivar. My heart wants to say Chardonnay.
Yeah.
I do pick up quite a bit of a nutty, or with age in bottle. I generally associate nuttiness with Chardonnay, and I generally associate more honey, purer honey notes with Chenin. So I want to say Chardonnay. This acidity is lively, it's there, but I don't think it's something a Chenin would give, especially if I'm correct at this age. So I think it's Chardonnay.
But something also that you need to take in consideration as well is in fact where Oldenburg is based. We have that cool influence. We have elevation as well.
Plays a massive
and which on any given day, in fact, this valley is always between 3 to 4 degrees cooler. So, and particularly for Chenin naturally, which has a relatively high acidity, and being slightly cooler as well, sort of really elevates it slightly. So, this might be a Chenin, might be a Chardonnay, or it can be a blend.
That's also true. Could be a blend.
So, give or take, which one are you going for? 2017?
I'm going to stick to about 2017 Chardonnay.
Chardonnay. Okay, awesome.
What do you think?
I'm going with 2015.
15.
Yeah. I'm going with Chenin. Yeah.
Chenin.
Yeah, 2015. Might be wrong, might be right.
Only one way to find out.
We'll get back to that. Let's put it one side.
Cool.
Perfect. So now we're moving on to the reds. This is when it really becomes tricky because we produce quite a number of different reds, but wines also that's really truly reflective of the vintage first of all, and really trying to showcase this unique terroir. And really, I think our reds are really one of the wines that's really stood a test of time. I hope there are no blends in here, but I think it's part of
blind tasting.
Tasting, you need to sort of decipher which one is which.
Oh, goodness. Well, it smells good. That's So again, we start off by looking so younger vintages, and certain varietals will give like a purple tinge on the edge. This is going towards garnet, so this for a red side of things, I would say has got a little bit of age on it. It is starting to change in color slightly on the rim.
So there's a sort of a color variation, or
cool.
So in my case, is colorblind. No, just kidding. I'm not. Anyway. But no, I definitely agree with you. There is that sort of degradation, really sort of starting to showcase that sort of brick red, which is just showcasing there's a bit of age on the bottle, or on the wine, in fact. And give or take, which
let's try it first.
Yeah,
let's try it on the palate.
Am I running ahead of myself?
Yeah.
It smells so nice, though. So hence, I was really sort of going for.
And another thing that makes. Sometimes with blind tastings, you can literally like pick up certain varietals. I mean, you learn by drinking wine, and by trying these things out on different occasions. You start picking up certain things that remind you of certain varietals. But with this glass, every time I keep going back to it, there's something different. There's something slightly different in the glass.
And is that not sort of showcasing the complexity of the wine, the quality of it? No?
But that's good. So generally speaking, the more you go back to the glass and you pick up something more or something different, will be complexity of a wine. And generally speaking, that's a very, very good indicator of quality. You want something that keeps you excited, keeps you guessing, makes the brain work while you're sitting and enjoying it. This reminds me of a Bordeaux varietal. I'm a massive fan of Rhone style blends or Rhone style wines, which is Syrah, but this is Bordeaux.
Bordeaux, are you sure?
I'm in that camp.
With Bordeaux blends again, with Bordeaux's or your own styles, would you sort of slightly just break those up for us, just to sort of understand what you mean by Bordeaux's? Because for Oldenburg, in fact, I think, since the history of Oldenburg, we've only produced one blend, which is known as the Rhodium, which is generally more a right bank. We've never created any of we have Rhone varietals, but not Rhone blends.
Yeah.
Would you care maybe just to break those up and tell us maybe what is sort of your give and take about Rhone blends, and what does a Bordeaux blend sort of consist of?
Cool. So Bordeaux varietals or Bordeaux blends will generally be 5 major varietals.
Yeah.
It's Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Cabernet Franc, Malbec, and Petit Verdot. Those will generally speaking will be quite chocolatey, quite lots of cedarwood, darker fruits, those sort of things, depending where it comes from, obviously.
Yeah.
And then Rhone style blends are, to me, you get things like Syrah, Mourvèdre, but Syrah is quite peppery, it's quite meaty, it's quite smoky, lots of violets, very, very elegant, very pretty wines. That's how I tell the difference between the two.
Oh. And you pick up a bit of meatiness in this one? Or?
I don't. I pick up quite a bit of cedarwood. Quite like this freshly turned up earth, a beautiful sort of almost damp moss character.
Sort of forest floor? Almost.
Forest floor, damp soil, turned up earth. So I'm definitely going Bordeaux on this.
And you're going straight Bordeaux or blend?
I'm gonna go. That makes it difficult.
Yeah. With the Rhodium, I think in the last 2 years, particularly the 18 vintage, as well as the previous vintage, 2018, 2017, we've only gone with 2 varietals, which is 17 was Merlot based, 70%, the balance was Cabernet Franc, and with the current vintage is the other way around, with 55% Cabernet Franc and Merlot is the balance. Since the inception of Rhodium, there's never been Cabernet Sauvignon in it, and on the 19th, in fact, we've added a bit of Cabernet Sauvignon, and we've actually blended the 2020 about a week and a half ago, and we've actually added a bit of Cabernet Sauvignon in there as well. Really taken it to a completely different direction, but also it's about showcasing the vintage, showcasing what Oldenburg, in fact, is about as well. So,
what do you think you have in your glass?
So for me, sure, I'm definitely agreeing with you on the Bordeaux side. It's between Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Cabernet Franc. Those 3. But I'm definitely leaning a lot more towards Cabernet Sauvignon if I have to choose. But the vintage I'm still struggling with. I'm just trying to decipher which one it is.
Nice. I don't know if you want to just give it a try again with reds, especially with your Bordeaux varietals. This is just something very personal to me. How silky smooth are those tannins though? Like, Cab being quite a tannic wine, Merlot being quite silky, quite smooth on the palate. I was initially thinking Cabernet. And then.
But so you've changed.
Having a little bit of a taste. I'm sitting on the fence between Cab and Merlot. Yeah. Vintage is a tough one.
Yeah, this could be one of those things again as well. Where is it 750 more, or is it the 1.5? And because there's also a difference between those 2, in fact.
Especially how they age. Integrate.
And also, taste is just showing it is a 750 more. So that's where you get the difference. But for me, my gut tells me it's Cab, so I'm going to stick with Cab.
I'm gonna stick with Cab as well.
Cab, and vintage.
Tannins are super integrated though. Very nice. Very nice. I'm going to say about 2013.
2013. Wow, that's it. Lovely almost sort of not chalky, but it's more stalky, almost sort of fynbos, kind of like really like right at the back of the finish, which really reminds me of the of a 2013 vintage in particular, and hence I'm also going to go with 2013 Cab Sav. Yeah. We might be right, we might be wrong. Well, we'll find out later.
Yeah.
Let's get to the last one. Let's see what this one comes down to. And then once again, color.
Yeah. You see, compared to the previous glass, the color is so different. Especially around the rim. No. You know, just this garnety on the first glass, and this the second glass showing a slight bit of youth. I'm picking up slight bits of or tinges of purple on the rim. So it's good indication of youth.
This is going to be
it's a tough one.
Okay. But what you pick up on this one?
Initially putting my nose into the glass.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this. Again, very pretty. I get a slight bit of darker fruits.
Yeah.
Nothing shouting Bordeaux like the first glass did.
No. So I was just about to take it back to that, because you mentioned, and you briefly mentioned, sort of putting the characteristics of what a Bordeaux would taste like, and this sort of leans more towards sort of a Rhone style.
Is that where you're heading?
Yeah, this is what this is sort of pushing me towards.
Yeah.
Once again, I might be right, I might be wrong, but also once again is to bring it back to where we are based. There's also really sort of delicate fruits that you pick up, floral notes as well, but
touches of that violet. No, the florals are definitely coming through.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was just crutching on your words there.
No, please.
But I think I'm definitely picking up a slight, and in the prettiest way, almost like a smoked meat, almost peppery note.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not shouting Bordeaux.
No, not at all.
But another way to check, we don't have to rely on the nose. Let's put it on the palate.
Let's see what a palate says.
Yes. Okay. We are not drinking Bordeaux.
No.
This is good. This is yummy. This is what I like. I could happily sit with a bottle of this.
Yeah.
And share it if I had to. But
if you had to.
if I had to. Just so complex. The finish is so long. I don't know if you're picking it up, but this lovely spicy, almost white pepper character sitting on the sides of my tongue, and they just lingering and lingering and lingering.
Almost a bit of sort of chalky tannins, but lovely finish. That floral, a bit of chocolatey sort of. It comes through really, just absolutely beautiful. And if we had to choose,
I would definitely say Syrah.
Syrah?
Definitely. And if I had to choose a vintage, just because I have to choose a vintage, I would probably go about 2018. 2018, somewhere there.
You wouldn't go anything older or younger, perhaps?
I don't want to go any older, because the color is still quite youthful. But, I mean, it could be just aging beautifully as well. So that's where it comes down. It gets pretty tricky. I think it's about 2018, and I think it is a Syrah.
No, I definitely agree with you. I'm also going for Syrah 2018. Just that beautiful sort of delicate fruit, the nose, and the palate. It's just absolutely stunning.
So well balanced. That spicy, slightly spicy finish on the tongue is pushing me that way as well. So.
Well, the big moment has arrived. Let's see what we might have it right or I might have it wrong.
Either way, we got to taste some good stuff.
No, I agree. Yeah. Let's see what the first one is.
It's the most fun part about it.
So number one, you called it a Chardonnay.
Chardonnay.
2017.
Yes.
I called it Chenin 2013. Let's see.
Chenin Blanc. Well
Chenin
done.
Blanc 2013.
Excellent. Nice.
Got it right. That's
Awesome.
our number one. What's that?
Excellent, yeah.
Let's see what number two is.
Number 2.
Number 2 is we both went for Cabernet Sauvignon.
Both Cabernet, yeah.
2013. Yeah.
2013.
Let's see what the wine says.
Let's get one right. I have to get one right. You already got
No,
one.
but we.
Let's see.
Jeez. This one.
I was on the balance. 2013 Merlot.
Okay, we got the vintage right at least.
Excellent, yeah.
But we both went for Cabernet Sauvignon.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
2013 Merlot, really absolutely beautiful wine.
Excellent.
Drinking, absolutely stunning. But
And I almost changed. Nice.
cool. Let's see what the last one is.
Final one. Cool. If I had to pick one for the day, this
is
was
the
my
one.
favorite. Yeah.
You're taking home. Okay.
Yeah.
No, you can have that one.
Thanks. You got it. Right. And we've got the Stone Axe 2016 vintage.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, this is Syrah.
Yeah.
We got that right.
Sure.
But 2016, not 2018.
Sure.
So I mean, for a 2016, it's got plenty of time to age.
No, definitely. This one is so beautiful.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed 2016.
Excellent. Well, that's excellent.
But one of the best. Thank you so much, George.
Okay.
Welcome once again.
Thank you for everything.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys. Thank you for joining us. Cheers.